Scorpio, someone very close to you wants to harm you this week. Someone in your inner circle is plotting against you. Right now, as you read these words, that person is calculating, organizing, waiting for the perfect moment to act. And that moment is this week, not next month, not in a few weeks. This week that's starting now. And the worst part? It's someone you consider close, someone you trust, someone who smiles in your face while sharpening the knife behind your back. You already feel it, don't you? That inexplicable discomfort when you're near that person, that strange feeling in your stomach that you've been trying to ignore because you don't want to believe that someone so close could betray you. Those micro signals that your internal radar picks up, but that your rational mind tries to dismiss as paranoia. But Scorpio, you know better than anyone that your instinct is never wrong. Never. And now it's screaming that you're in danger, that you need to act, that you need to protect yourself before it's too late. This person isn't an obvious enemy. It's not someone you expected this kind of behavior from. That's precisely why the betrayal will hurt so much when it's revealed, because it comes from where you least expect it, from someone who has access to your life, your secrets, your vulnerabilities, from someone who knows your weaknesses precisely because you allowed them to get close enough to see them. And now, this person is about to use everything they know against you. The plan is already in motion. Perhaps she's spreading distorted information about you to other people. Perhaps she's silently sabotaging something important you're building. Perhaps she's manipulating situations to make you look guilty of something you didn't do. Or perhaps she's preparing a bigger betrayal, something that will attempt to destroy your reputation, your relationships, or your opportunities in a calculated and cruel way. Can you feel the weight of this invisible threat hanging over you like a dark cloud about to burst? Scorpio, what I'm about to reveal will give you the exact tools to identify who this person is and how to protect yourself before they execute their plan completely. Because you still have time, you still have power, and most importantly, you have something this person has completely underestimated: your Scorpio ability to detect poison even when it's mixed with honey. Your natural ability to see through social masks and straight to real intentions. Your keen instinct that is alerting you right now for a very specific reason. First, let's identify who it is. This person falls into one of three categories: someone you consider a close friend, someone from your family or extended family circle, or someone you work or collaborate with directly. It's not a distant acquaintance. It's someone who has regular access to your life, someone who knows your routine, your plans, your current concerns, someone you wouldn't hesitate to confide personal information to because you've already established a history of closeness. Now observe their recent behavior. Has this person been asking unusual questions? Questions that seem casual but are actually mining for specific information? Have they shown excessive interest in certain areas of your life that didn't matter much to them before? Have they been asking for details about situations that aren't really their business, but in such a subtle way that you didn't even question why it came from someone close to you? Pay attention to how she reacts to your achievements and successes. Is there a microscopic hesitation before the smile? A comment that seems like a compliment but has a hidden sting? A way of downplaying your victories while pretending to be happy for you? People who plan to harm you can't completely hide their envy and resentment, even when they try. And you, with your Scorpio perception, can pick up on these emotional dissonances that others don't even notice. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this close person who wants to harm you is likely motivated by professional envy or envy of your personal achievements. They see you evolving, and this mirrors their stagnation in a way they cannot tolerate. Their move this week will be to try to tarnish your reputation in professional or social contexts. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the threat comes from someone who feels threatened by your authenticity and personal power. This person lives behind masks, and you, by living your truth, expose their falsehood simply by existing. The attack will be more emotional, trying to make you doubt yourself or isolating you from others. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, this close person feels that you have something that should be theirs, a position, a relationship, an opportunity. The harm they plan this week involves trying to take what is yours or blocking something important you're about to achieve. But regardless of the specific motivation, the pattern is always the same. This person can't handle who you are or what you have. And instead of working on themselves, they chose the cowardly path of trying to bring you down. What they don't understand is that you're not just anyone, you're a Scorpio. And messing with a Scorpio never ends well for the aggressor. Here's what you need to do immediately. Cut off the flow of information. This week, be extremely cautious about what you share and with whom. Even information that seems harmless can be used against you by someone looking for ammunition. It's not paranoia, it's strategy. You're in protection mode until you fully identify the threat and neutralize it. Second, observe who is asking the questions. When someone asks you something this week, before automatically answering, take an internal pause and ask yourself, why does this person want to know this? How can this information be used? Is there a legitimate reason for them to need this information, or is it just suspicious curiosity? Your response time doesn't need to reveal your distrust. You can simply be more vague, more generic, less detailed in your answers. Third, document everything. If you feel someone might try to harm you, start keeping records. Important emails, save copies, meaningful conversations, take notes with dates, verbal agreements, confirm them in writing. This isn't being overly cautious, it's being smart. Because if that person executes their plan and tries to distort the facts, you'll have concrete evidence of the truth. Fourth, and perhaps most importantly, don't confront yet. Your instinct might be to attack first, to expose the betrayal before it happens, to confront the person with your suspicions. Resist that impulse. Because if you're right, confronting them prematurely will only cause them to change tactics and become more cautious, making it harder to protect you. And if by chance you're wrong, although your instinct rarely is, you will have created an unnecessary conflict. Instead, observe. Scorpions are masters of silent observation. Use that skill now. Let that person think you suspect nothing. Let them feel safe in their proximity to you, because people who feel safe become careless, and careless people make mistakes that reveal their true intentions. Scorpio, you also need to understand the psychology of someone who betrays in this way. This close person who wants to harm you is operating from a place of deep insecurity and envy. They look at you and see everything they don't have the courage to be. They see your authenticity and feel exposed in their own falsehood. They see your power and feel small. They see your achievements and remember their own failures. And instead of using you as inspiration to rise above them, they chose to use you as a target to feel better about themselves. This doesn't justify her behavior, but it helps you understand that the attack isn't really about you. It's about her own unhealed wounds. You just had the misfortune of being the mirror that reflects everything she hates about herself. And now she wants to break the mirror instead of looking at her reflection and making real changes. But here's where the power shifts. She thinks she's in control. She thinks she's playing chess while you're playing checkers. What she doesn't know is that you've already figured out the game. You already know something is wrong. And when a Scorpio knows there's poison in the room, they don't just survive, they completely turn the tables. This week will be crucial not only for protecting yourself, but for observing exactly how this person operates. You will learn valuable things about human character. You will see how someone can smile in your face while plotting your downfall. You will understand the mechanisms of intimate betrayal in a way that will serve you for the rest of your life. Because after this experience, you will never again be naive about closeness. You will never again confuse familiarity with loyalty. You will never again grant automatic access based on how long someone has been in your life. And here's something powerful. When that person finally makes their move and you're prepared, the attempted harm will backfire in a way they can't even imagine, because you will have seen it. You will have protected yourself. You will have evidence if you need it. And most importantly, you will reveal to others exactly who that person really is, not through emotional accusations, but through cold, concrete facts that cannot be denied. The revelation of this person's betrayal will be inevitable. It could happen this week when they try to execute it and discover you were 3 steps ahead. It could happen in the coming weeks when their lies begin to contradict each other, but it will happen. Because masks always fall eventually, and people who operate in the shadows always end up exposed to the light. And when that happens, you'll need to decide what to do with the knowledge and power you'll have. You can expose her publicly, ensuring everyone knows exactly who she is. You can confront her privately and cut her out of your life without public drama. Or you can simply walk away quietly, knowing that life has its own ways of settling scores, and that sometimes the best revenge is simply to thrive while she sinks in her own poison. Any choice you make will be right, as long as it comes from a place of self-protection and not emotional reactivity. Scorpios have the capacity for devastating revenge, it's true, but they also have the wisdom to know when revenge is worth the energy and when simply moving on is the greatest demonstration of power. Scorpio, this week will also show you who truly cares about you, because when someone tries to harm you, you'll notice who believes in you without question, who defends you even when you're not around, who alerts you to strange things they've heard. These are the people who deserve the depth of your Scorpio loyalty, those who prove through their actions that they are worthy of your trust. And you'll also identify who is too neutral, who accepts gossip about you without verifying it, who sits on the fence when you need clear allies. These people aren't necessarily enemies, but they aren't true friends either. They are acquaintances from whom you maintain a respectful distance. They don't gain access to the deeper levels of your life. During this week of threats, keep your energy as balanced as possible. People who want to harm you feed off your emotional reaction. If you appear shaken, anxious, or paranoid, they gain power. But if you remain calm, focused, and seemingly oblivious to the drama they are trying to create, you retain the power. And more importantly, you maintain mental clarity to make strategic decisions instead of impulsive reactions. Remember also that your greatest power lies not in retaliating in the same low way that person is operating. Your greatest power lies in maintaining your integrity while protecting yourself intelligently. It lies in not stooping to their level while ensuring they can't hurt you. It lies in being strategic without being cruel, protective without being paranoid, aware without being consumed by it. This situation, however uncomfortable it may be, is also a gift in disguise. It's showing you who you really are before that person can cause even greater harm in the future. It's teaching you to have sharper discernment about who to trust. It's forcing you to strengthen boundaries that may have been too loose. It's reminding you that proximity doesn't guarantee loyalty and that you need to be selective about who has real access to your life. And here's something that might surprise you. After all this is over, after you've protected yourself and neutralized the threat, you'll look back and feel grateful for your own strength, grateful for trusting your instincts, grateful for acting instead of ignoring, grateful for choosing yourself instead of giving another chance to someone who didn't deserve it. Scorpio, in the coming days, as the events of this week unfold, you will see increasingly clear signs of who this person is and what exactly they are planning. It could be an ill-timed comment that reveals more than they intended. It could be someone alerting you to something strange they overheard. It could be you accidentally discovering a revealing conversation or message. Pay attention. The universe will give you the information you need exactly when you need it. And when you are absolutely certain of who it is and what is happening, act with the surgical precision that characterizes Scorpios. Not emotionally, not relatively, but strategically, calculatingly, effectively. Protect yourself completely. Cut off this person's access to the vulnerable areas of your life, and if it is necessary to expose them, do so with irrefutable proof, not with uncontrolled emotions. Most importantly, don't internalize this betrayal as a reflection of your worth. You weren't hurt because you deserved it or because you're easy to deceive. You were targeted because someone envious chose cowardice over personal growth. The fault lies entirely with them, not you. Don't let this experience make you question your judgment or shut yourself off completely. Let it only make you wiser about who deserves your inner circle. Scorpio, this week is going to be intense. It will require you to be alert, strategic, and emotionally controlled. But you were born for exactly this kind of situation. Situations that demand deep perception, intelligent strategy, and emotional strength are where you naturally shine. This isn't a threat that will destroy you. It's just another battle where you'll prove to yourself and to anyone who wants to harm you that messing with Scorpio has consequences. The challenge will be to contain the urge to react intensely. Scorpio is a sign of justice and depth, and when it feels betrayed, go all the way. But this week your strength lies in holding on, above. You don't need to prove anything. The universe is already taking care of things behind the scenes. The opportunity here is precious to discover who is truly with you. Break invisible ties with people who hold you back. To protect yourself energetically, emotionally, and spiritually, you can use this experience to protect yourself more intelligently. Strengthen your true bond and adjust your course for a lighter and cleaner 2026, free from sabotage. This damage can come in the form of gossip that attempts to tarnish your image. Negative energies have been cast upon your projects, or attempts at emotional control. But remember, who vibrating at a low level doesn't reach those who are already on another level. The revelation will come like a click. Suddenly, everything will make sense. You'll realize that. You were always the one who carried that relationship. You were always the one who offered support without expecting anything in return, and that this person could never bear to see you grow. This truth may hurt at first, but then he will break free, because Scorpio, you weren't made to keep around those who weaken you. You came here to transform yourself and to inspire transformation. This revelation marks the end of an illusion and the beginning of a new cycle where you choose who deserves access to their world. And you, Scorpio, have you noticed strange looks or actions that don't match the words? If this message resonated with you and you feel deep down that someone close to you is planning to harm you this week, simply share "I am protected" in the comments. 3 words that affirm your intention to defend yourself, that mark your awareness of the threat, and that declare to the universe that you will not be an easy victim. Don't detail who you suspect or what you think will happen. Just affirm your protection. Subscribe to the channel now, because in the coming days, I'll be bringing you specific content on how to deal with betrayals from close people, how to rebuild trust after being hurt by someone intimate, and how to use these experiences to become even stronger and more selective. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any guidance that will help you navigate this situation and emerge from it stronger. This is your week of strategic protection, Scorpio. The week where you prove you're not a victim of anyone, that your intuition is reliable, that you can protect yourself even from threats that come from those close to you. This person who wants to harm you will discover that you're not the easy target they thought you were, that you were 3 steps ahead the whole time, and that trying to bring down a Scorpio is the quickest way to be destroyed by the very poison you tried to inject into another. Stay alert. Continue trusting your instincts. Continue protecting yourself intelligently. You will emerge from this situation stronger, wiser, and surrounded only by genuinely loyal people.